Time for a crypto market update, Sunday, February 23rd, 2025. People are starting to give up. I received a text message yesterday, and when you start seeing these types of messages, you know that you have probably already experienced a market local bottom, and you're about to experience what everyone's going to consider the most hated Ethereum rally in history. The text message was simple. I want to keep holding, but I'm running out of money in my checking account. I have to go. And this is what the market does to those who aren't prepared, aren't ready, and don't have perspective. You gotta make sure that you're prepared to survive, because the market can outlast you in most cases, unless you have the proper crypto literacy skills on board and you have market cycle knowledge, which I talk about in my videos all the time. It's one thing when your extended family and your neighbors start asking you about Bitcoin and Ethereum and altcoins for the first time. You kind of know that the bull market or the bull run is on. It's another thing when you've experienced a couple of 30, 20, 40, 50% pullbacks, and now they don't have the faith to know if they can cash flow their lifestyle any longer. And that's discouraging on one hand. It's a form of capitulation that unfortunately is kind of like a financial Darwinism that takes place. And what I mean by that is kind of an allusion to the whole social Darwinism of the big fish eats. At the end of the day, you got to make sure you're not the small fish, or at least you're not positioned as the small fish. Listen, Ethereum is trading at 2,800 2 days after the largest hack in history, where $1.5 billion of Ethereum was stolen from the second largest central exchange on the planet by trading volume, Bybit. This is kind of like in the movies, like in a superhero movie, when the bad guy punches the superhero in the face and the superhero winces and then looks at him and smiles. You know that it's game on and the hero's about to knock him out. But for those who've lost faith, they're going to capitulate, and then they're going to try to cope by bringing everyone else down with the ship emotionally. And that's fine. Just let them do that. They need to do that. It's a cathartic release. It's a human psychology thing. Now, if you're still with me and you plan on hanging on for the rest of this bull run, you have blue skies ahead of you, green pastures on the way. However, you might still be skeptical, and you might be looking at your altcoin portfolio, and maybe you have a few coins, maybe an AI agent, maybe a utility coin, some kind of Solana token that you love and thought was going to be the best investment in your portfolio, but right now it's down 70 or 80%. Well, that's not uncommon. That happens all the time. It's happened in multiple cycles, and it's happened in this cycle 2 or 3 times with most great crypto investments already. If you ever heard of Fetch AI, most people on this app have probably invested in it somehow, some way, or at least heard the brand. It's a major AI incumbent crypto. But guess what? Back in May of 2020, it was down 85%. Here's another instance on its journey upward where it's down 73%. Here's another example of where it's down 80%. But every time it went back up. Not only did it go back up, but like in that last case, it went up 3,000%. So you got to understand your tokens, as long as they're great investments and you've done your due diligence and they're fantastic vehicles with hype, great founders, great utility, great liquidity, etc. All of the things on the checklist. Your tokens have an incredible potential ahead of them as global liquidity increases and more non-quantitative easing, informal quantitative easing comes into play. And I bring up QE because we're not going to see formal QE from the Federal Reserve, where they literally turn on the money printers and start sending out stimulus checks and all that. That happens during catastrophic times. However, you're going to start seeing, and we already have in the last week, seen, I think, about $81 billion drained out of the general checking account of the United States, the Treasury General Account, the TGA. Keep an eye on it. There's about $850 billion of just cold, hard cash that's going to start leaking out of that thing every week moving forward, as long as Congress doesn't raise the debt ceiling. See, we've hit the debt ceiling. It's kind of like hitting your credit card limit, and now you have to go to the checking account and pay the bills. That's what the United States does. It's bad, but it's what happens. What do? You own highly accretive assets that go up in value when the markets receive liquidity. And that's what we do here at Crypto Y'all. If you like this kind of information and you're hanging on and you believe in this bull run, give me a number 4 in the comments. Like and follow. Share this with a crypto curious friend who might be on the fence, who might be curious but scared, and they're just trying to figure out the whole pattern recognition of what happens in an actual crypto bull run. See you on the next video.